guys, and welcome back. What I meant to say there was welcome back to the channel, and today we are here with an updated Infernity Fiendsmith Millennium video for Master Duel. I've been getting many more requests for more Master Duel videos, so expect way more of them soon. I'm of course mainly focused TCG, so TCG videos will have priority, of course, but I will make sure to drop more Master Duel videos starting from now. Because the game is so much fun. Of course, we have 3 launchers actually there. Please, Konami, just give me launcher back to 3 in TCG. But yeah, the game is really fun right now, and there are a lot of variants I can cover in Master Duel. So make sure to comment down below what you all would like to see next. We actually got Necroquip Princess. I think, yeah, we got our new card, Necroquip Princess as well. It is in the TCG already a very much known card, but we don't have Lacrima yet in Master Duel. So Necroquip Princess actually makes Engraver 1-card combos in Master Duel way better and so much more insane. Because we don't have Lacrima yet. So when we get Lacrima, we will drop Necroquip Princess, of course. But for now, Necroquip Princess is here, which is really nice. So we are here with an updated Infernity Fiendsmith Millennium variant. We will get first into the deck profile, then we will get into the video, so all the matches. And that's pretty much it for this video. So make sure to like and comment what you all would like to see next. And of course, for all Infernity content, make sure to subscribe and follow me. Thank you all so much for all your amazing support. Infernity Best Deck, Infernity for Life, forever and always. So yeah, we are here, of course, first with the deck list. At the end of the video, I will be doing a slideshow of every card in the deck in Master Duel. So if you don't know all the card names, be sure to go to the end of the video and check out the slideshow. But yeah, first we will do the deck list in depth and I will explain all my card choices. So we're starting off with, of course, my boy, our god and savior, Infernity Archfiend. We are playing 2 copies of this guy right now. Because we are playing, 2 will of course always be the correct ratio, and if I can play 3, I will play 3. That can definitely be done in this variant. You can play 3. I myself was testing out 2 right now, so this video I will be showcasing with 2 Archfiends in the deck. But 2 is enough. I wanted to make it as consistent as possible right now, and 2 is the 10 for me. You can also play 1, but 2, in my opinion, is just better. Since if the other one gets banished face down, for example, our boy's just gone. So yeah, of course, I will be running this guy at 2 and otherwise at 3. But yeah, you can definitely run 3 like set. But I wanted to make the deck now as consistent as possible, and I've been having a lots of fun with this variant. But if you want to play 3 like set, play 3. I will probably also do so because it's my boy. But yeah, playing 2 is the correct ratio in this variant. Then we get to Infernity Patriarch, Dugares' best friend. If you play Dugares, you need to play the guy, and if you don't play them, then you don't play them both, because this guy enables them. Dugares nowadays is still needed even with 3 launcher, because every Infernity deck sometimes, except for Fiend Link, really needs that extension. Or Dugares in general is just really funny. I will be showcasing lots of times in the video where I just use a Dugares effect to double the attack in OTK, which is really funny. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I love Dugares as a card, and Patriarch is so great. Imagine if we had Patriarch in head format. That would be crazy. But yeah, more Infernity names are Infernity Necromancer, of course. 1 is more than enough. You have even 3 launchers in the game, so playing more than a 1 is just not viable. You will brick in them, sadly, but you just don't need more than 1. You need 1 for the combo, and that's it. You don't want to brick up your hand in more Necromancers. 1 is enough. We have 3 launchers here, so it's all fine. You can play 2 in TCG again, but like Also not needed in TCG because you will break yourself up. Then we have Infernity Sage. Like seen in the deck, we ain't playing any tuners. Why are we playing Sage then? Because if sequence gets interrupted, we can still access Archfiend with Sprite Sprint, dumping Sage, Sage dump Archfiend, which is really nice. That's why we're playing it. Also, we are playing Max C in this variant, and you can actually use normal summon Sage in your turn to discard all your entire cards that you couldn't use because your hand is stuck full of monsters, so you can discard them all with Sage and just go full combo anyway. So if you play Max C in Infernity, be sure to play Sage too, and just in general, play Sage and play Sprint. Then we have Stygian Street Patrol and Harris. The biggest brick in the deck, of course, being Harris, but you really want that Archfiend sometimes in your hand, and Stygian is also just really nice. As shown, we are playing Void Apocalypse right now, but I will get there in a minute why we are playing Void Apocalypse, which makes Stygian okay. If you don't play Void Apocalypse, there's also not really... You can definitely cut Stygian and Harris both, because then you can just dump Archfiend and do a route of reborning Archfiend with Yama, which is nice, or with Muckraker, but you will get locked into Fiend with Muckraker, which is a bit sad in Master Duel, because we really want to make Appaloosa, for example. But yeah, you can cut them. The Void Apocalypse, I call it the Void Apocalypse package, but Stygian and Harris have always been Infernity staples. Then we get to Fiendsmith cards, double Engraver, one Lurry. I mean, Engraver is semi-limited. We will play as many Engravers as we can. And it's semi-limited, so you play it at 2. Then we have one Lurry, of course, for Fiendsmith Tract, and also a great normal summon in general. Don't play more, though, because you will brick and too many Lurries. But yeah, one Lurry is all you need. Sorry. Then we get into the Millennium Engine. Millennium Engine is so nice right now for Infernity in TCG and for Master Duel. Such an insane engine with Fiendsmith. Playing triple Sang Engine, double Golem. You can play double Golem as seen in the side deck. The side deck is there for cards I have been testing with the variant that you can definitely run and try out yourself. But yeah, I'm playing 41 cards. The deck is really consistent. So double Golem is enough, and Sangenjin is just the better to open than Golem, of course. Then we have Unchained Soul of Sharvara. We are playing the Unchained package in here because Droll is still running around, and under Droll you can still make Caesar and Rage, and even more because you have more cards in hand. Of course, you're starting with 5. If you want to see that combo, be sure to check out my latest test hand video, because I showcased in there. Yes, it is TCG, but it perfectly shows how you can play under Droll in with Infernity. Then we have Ash Blossom and Maxi. Ash Blossom is there mostly just to counter Maxi or Milcharmy, because those are also running around way too much. So Ash Blossom is really nice. Also, if you open it in your opening hand, you have a lot of ways to get rid of it. For example, Void Apocalypse and the Millennium Engine can actually place it in the back row, which is really funny. Then Maxi. Maxi is a bit different in opening because you can just use its effect. But if you open 2, then of course, like I said, Void Apocalypse and Millennium cards are your best friends. Maxi is just insane, and even in Infernity, because we don't want any cards in hand, of course. It's crazy because it's a turn skip anyways if it goes resolves, because not a lot of decks can play under Maxi. So Maxi is actually really nice. But yeah, I'm really glad that it's banned in the TCG. I mean, look at this deck list. The deck list is so illegal for the TCG. So many banned and limited cards. Then for the Spell and Trap lineup, we have Triple Launcher, a dream come true, of course. Always love to run Master Duel because we have 3 launchers here. But yeah, 3 launcher, definitely don't run less. And you can sadly run more, so triple launcher it is. Then 1 Reaper, even with triple launcher, Reaper is still pretty nice. Also it plays perfectly around Bestials and stuff. It's an insane card, an extender, but don't run more than 1 because you have triple launcher now. Then we have Foolish and Monster Reborn and Card Destruction. Monster Reborn and Foolish are always Infernity main deck staples. And Card Destruction is actually a card I really love to run in Master Duel particular because Max C is around. So making deck outing way easier, also against Milcharmies. Yeah, such an insane card in a Master Duel format. I really recommend you all to play it. Then we have Fiendsmith Tract double, no need for a third, but if you want to run a third spell, you can run Sanct as shown in the side deck. But yeah, a double tracked. I wouldn't play one because also opening tracked is really nice. We're playing 41 cards, so you have way more ways to see Fiendsmith in your opening hand. Double talents. Yes, it's it's still a 3 in Master Duel for some reason. Same with Called by being a 2. But sorry, but like yeah, double talents. It's yeah, it's really nice. It's a really nice card. You can also play Trust, for example, instead. But I am now on the double talent grind. Of course, I'm switching a bit things around, not shown in the video, but like in the video I'm playing 2 talents, so this is the deck list for the video. But like double trust is also really nice, which I also really recommend to try out yourself, and maybe I'll probably do it too, and then cut 1 talents and play double trust. Then we get into double called by. I mean, you gotta respect those hand traps, and as long as called by is at more than 1, you will run called by as many as you can. If it was at 3, we would be running this card as 3. So crazy what that card can do. Then double void apocalypse. Why are we playing this right now? It's just for the extra consistency. I mean, if your entire deck gets countered, you still have Void Apocalypse to access your cards, either the Fiendsmith cards or directly your Infernity engine. In most cases, you will always go for the Infernity cards, of course. I mean, if you can access Archfiend, of course, you will do that, and you will go full combo, and you will have the most insane endboard, of course. Then we have 1 Wedgewood Temple, of course, for the Millennium engine. I wouldn't recommend to run more than 1 because it will brick. Yeah, I tested out more than 1, but I just didn't like it at all. It was just either stuck in my hand, both of them. Yeah, you rather than play triple golem than double Wedgewood Temple. Then for your traps, double barrier. I mean, we have Appaloosa and stuff. You don't really need a third trap in this in Master Duel. I mean, you're already making such an insane board, and you're risking an extra brick. So that's why we're playing double trap and double barrier it is then, because barrier is more impactful. And if you would play triple trap, play double barrier, 1 break, because if your Infernity cards gets outed, you still have a form of interruption in form of Infernity break, which is really nice. Then we have, at last, we have Infinite Impermanence, of course, our main hand trap has always been in every kind of format. Because we can set it in back row, and it's just an insane hand trap in general. Non-once per turn, of course. Yeah, great hand trap. Yeah, always recommend to play it in Infernity. Then for the extra deck, we are with Snake Eyes Doom Dragon for your Millennium cards, of course. If you don't know how it works, I will showcase in this video, of course. And then you can perfectly master it yourself with the Millennium engine and see for yourself how insane this engine is right now for Infernity. Then we have 1 Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater, of course, mandatory with Fiendsmith cards. It's our Beatrice. In order to access our boy Archfiend, of course. Then we have Necroquip Princess. Like said in the start of the video, we are playing this because Lacrima isn't out yet, and if Lacrima would be out, then we would cut Necroquip Princess, making an extra space in the extra deck, yippee. But yeah, it's basically now a Lacrima placeholder, and I'll show how it works in today's video, of course. Then we are with Zombie Vampire. You need to play this with your Millennium cards, because it will either be a hand trap bait, and otherwise it will be really insane, because you can mill Engrave, for example, or Archfiend directly, which is really nice, and then summon Archfiend. Of course, first clear your hand before using Vampire's effect. But then you can summon Archfiend, of course, and just go full combo directly, which is insane. Then we have Wave Hiking Caesar, of course. The guy's insane for Fiendsmith with your Fiendsmith engine. I mean, an early Nibiru or a Bestial outer is really nice. Also in your end board, it adds 2 extra interruptions if you go full combo and interrupted. Such a crazy card for sure. Then we have Dugares, like explained. If you play Patriarch, you play Dugares. Then we get into the Link lineup. We are playing Appaloosa. I mean, as long as that card is legal, we have to play it. I mean, just like in TCG, we have always played it since release. It's so insane. It's so easy to make with Infernity spamming out so many bodies as possible. Such, yeah, I would love her to have her back in TCG, but I cannot, a lot of decks. I mean, imagine Malice with Appaloosa. That would be insane. So I'm really glad that card is gone in the TCG. Then we are there, of course, with the Unchained engine being Rage and Yama, and with Charvara. Where is Super Producer? You might ask. Well, Super Producer isn't really needed anymore because you have Charvara to pop now in your main deck, making an extra deck space, and we will gladly take that because the extra deck right now is really tight, which I really the only thing I don't like about Fiendsmith is that the tightness in the extra deck, and then also you need Snake Eyes, Doom Dragon, and Zombie Vampire for Millennium for your Millennium engine. That's like the only issue I have with the two engines, but for the rest, it's insane, and you really should play it right now for Infernity in Master Duel and TCG. But yeah, Rage, get into SP in your opponent's turn, Great End Board Interruption, and Yama is just an Infernity card. I mean, it can summon back a Fiend from the graveyard once a card is popped on your field. Such an insane card. Yeah, always play this guy in every Infernity variant. Then we have one Muckraker. Muckraker could have been anything else, but I really like to play on a more defensive extra deck. So if you get into, so I'm thinking about if you get interrupted a lot, Muckraker would be your last resort. Summoning back Archfiend, then being locked in Fiends, of course, but then you can still make Rage and Double Barrier, which is really nice. Also, your opponent will have lost a lot of cards from hand because they kept hand trapping you. Sprint is there in the extra deck, of course, for if sequence get interrupted, dump Sage, dump Archfiend, of course, and still access full combo. So yeah, those two cards are really defensive and really helps you play through many interruptions. Muckraker is also a great end board piece in general, so you can definitely end on her too, which is really nice. But yeah, it could be any other card if you aren't a big fan of Muckraker. See the extra deck, we have options. Chaos Angel, Underworld Goddess, and Nightmare Griffin are all great cards you should really consider to play and test out for yourself. I really find them really nice, but I right now really love to be on this extra deck. Then we have SP Little Knight, of course. Yeah, it makes Rage live. You can also play Underworld Goddess as a Rage target, which is really funny, but SP is almost always correct. I mean, it's so good. It has two insane effects. Yeah, always play SP. Then we have Sequence, Moon, and Requiem, and I don't really have to explain those choices anymore. I have explained them in every video, but yeah, the main point is if you play Fiendsmith, you got to play these three cards together with Aerial Eater, and for Master Duel now Necroquip Princess 2. Then we're going to look at the side deck for a bit. These are cards I've been testing and that are definitely worth to try out for yourself. And if you like them, after all, Infernity is personal preference, you can definitely run them. You can run triple Archfiend like set, triple Golem, one more Sanct. You can also run triple Tract, but I like Sanct more because then if you have double spells, you can activate them both and then Garnet is, Tract isn't a Garnet. At more copies and then opening more, then you have one useless card in hand. And I rather have a card that I can use. Then we have the Unchained Trap. I never really go into the Unchained Trap because I most of the times use Sharvara for XC summoning, and I leave Rage actually on board and not link it off. I will show in the video why, but it's an extra brick, so I don't really like to run it. If you want to run it, you can definitely do, but you can see in my video in this video how my playstyle is with them. And then you can learn for yourself, but I really am recommending not to play it. Then we have Double Trust, like explained. You can run Trust. I mean, it can search a lot of cards, and I'll probably go into Trust, maybe again in the main deck. Yeah, it's a great card for sure, going first and going second. The extra deck choices already explained pretty why. And then we have a crossout package. You can, except for the Triple Ash, you can definitely run Triple Ash if you have a big issue with the Charmies and the Maxi. But in 41 cards, you will definitely, you have Called By and Ash, so you have 4 cards against Maxi, which is pretty nice. And also Card Destruction, making 5. And in 41 cards, you will definitely see them. Then if you want to play crossout, your main target will be Droll. So if you want to run crossout, be sure to run Droll too, because Droll, of course, is our biggest hater. The biggest Infernity hater of the year and always have been is Droll and Lockbird, of course. But under Droll, you can still end under Rage and Caesar, which is really nice. And then if you run crossout, I would also recommend to run Nibiru. Nibiru isn't that much of an issue because you have Appaloosa and you have Caesar. So I wouldn't personally run it, but if you want to, you can. And then we have Fualos because Purulia doesn't do shit. And that pretty much is it for the deck list. So yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I will always try to answer them as soon as possible. And I hope that I explained well, and if I did not, let me also know in the comments and how I can change that. And I will do my best to improve, of course. I'm every video I am improving. We gotta keep it positive, of course. But yeah, that was it for the deck list. Now let's get into the videos playing against other people online, of course. I am going to play much more Master Duel for sure, like said, also with all kinds of variants. So I will also, of course, make videos of me grinding to, what was the biggest, King of Games, was it, right? In in Master Duel. Yeah, I will try to get King of Games, of course. And then, yeah, and then showcase it, of course, my grind to the top. In Master Duel. So yeah, expect way more Master Duel videos soon. And like said, TCG videos have prio. Let's get into the videos. I hope you have enjoyed so far. Yeah, let's get into the videos. Enjoy and learn, of course. thank you all so much for watching again. I hope you all enjoyed and learned from the video. And of course, thank you all so much for all of your support for the channel and for me, of course. I'll try to make as many videos as I can each and every week. And I hope you all enjoyed this one too. And I hope of course, it was all learnful too, of course. Let me know in the comments, of course, what you all would like to see next. And I'll make sure it happens as soon as possible. I have a lot of my list on my list right now. Also, next week, Alliance Insight will drop. So expect also so much more content about post Alliance Insight Infernity. And then also I will try to make much more Master Duel videos too. But yeah, TCG will always have prio, of course. But yeah, let me know what you all would like to see next on the channel, and I'll make it as soon as possible. Thank you all, and thank you all so much for all of your support and kindness. Yeah, love you all, and have an amazing weekend. I hope the next time I post can still be done this week, maybe Sunday, and otherwise on Monday again, and then as many videos, of course, as I can put out. That is my posting schedule, of course. When I have time, I will post, of course, and each and every week, at least once, of course. Thank you all so much for watching. Infernity Best Deck, Infernity for Life, forever and always, best community on the entire planet. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.